Handmaid's Tale, Spinoff The Testaments reveals first look at June's daughter. Hulu has officially begun ushering viewers into the next era of Gilead. Over the weekend, the streaming platform unveiled the first images from The Testaments, the long-awaited follow-up to The Handmaid's Tale, signaling that the world Margaret Atwood created is far from finished. The series arrives April 2026, with Hulu teasing on Instagram. A defiant coming-of-age story begins in April 2026 when The Testaments comes to at Hulu and with #Hulu on Disney+. A new generation steps into the spotlight. The preview offers our first real look at the teenagers who will inherit the story's moral and political weight. Chase Infinity appears as Agnes, previously known to fans as Hannah, June's daughter taken and renamed by her adoptive family within Gilead's rigid hierarchy. The images place her inside the immaculate, lavender-washed halls of Wives' School, already shaped by the expectations designed for young girls destined for high status. She's not alone. Rowan Blanchard, Matea Conforti, Isolde Artis, and Burva Pandya also appear dressed in coordinated lilac ensembles, representing a cohort shaped by the regime's strict doctrines. And true to form, Endowed's Aunt Lydia returns in her unmistakable olive uniform, a silent reminder that the past's most formidable enforcer still casts a long shadow over the future. From Atwood's pages to Hulu's screen. Both The Handmaid's Tale novel and its Emmy-winning adaptation centered on June Osborne, Elizabeth Moss, whose fight to reclaim her daughter Hannah became the emotional core of the story. Margaret Atwood revisited that world in 2019 with The Testaments, her long-anticipated sequel set roughly 15 years later, a point when Hannah is a teenager and Gilead's foundations are beginning to tremble. In the book, Hannah, as Agnes, eventually crosses paths with a girl named Daisy, who is later revealed to be baby Nicole, June's daughter with Nick. Fans of the original series will remember Nick was portrayed by Max Minghella. Atwood said during a 2019 event that her sequel grew from a question left hanging after the first novel. Although I could not continue with the story of Offred, I could continue with 3 other people concerned in these events and tell the story of the beginning of the end, because we know from The Handmaid's Tale that Gilead vanishes. It's no longer present 200 years into the future, because they're having a symposium on it. How did it collapse? How do these kinds of regimes disappear? I was interested in exploring that. Her curiosity about Gilead's eventual downfall now shapes the backbone of the new adaptation. What the cast and creators are saying. Hulu confirmed the spin-off before filming began on the 6th and final season of The Handmaid's Tale. Showrunner Yalin Chang explained that the conclusion of the original series would leave space for The Testaments to take over and expand the story. There will be cliffhangers for The Testaments, so it doesn't conclude everything, she told TV Insider. Any fans that are left wanting more are going to get more in The Testaments, which will be great for them. It does conclude in some very satisfying ways many of the storylines, but not every single one. Not everyone from the original show plans to return. When asked about a potential appearance, Samira Wiley, who brought Moira to life across 8 years, was candid about needing distance. Probably not. I feel like I've had enough of Margaret Atwood's trauma for a while, she told Us Weekly. She reflected warmly on her journey. I have never had the pleasure of playing a character for 8 years and never had a character whose journey that I've been able to tell this story from the beginning all the way to the end. I'll miss my castmates very, very much. But I'll also miss her, Moira. I'll miss the fictional character of Moira that I was able to create. Others remain open. O.T. Fagbenel, Luke, and Sam Yeager, Mark Tuello, have expressed interest in returning if invited. Yeager told Us Weekly, "It was so funny when I learned how they were creating The Testaments. Originally in the book, it was so much further in the future. I just assumed that it was different, and they would have a different actor come in, but it doesn't seem they've shifted things in a way. If they want me back, I would probably willingly do that. It's such a great group of people. And to see the next iteration, I'm excited to see it as just a fan." What awaits in the new series? Atwood's sequel follows 3 narrators, Aunt Lydia, Agnes, and Daisy, as their stories slowly interlock. Agnes and Daisy train as Pearl Girls, missionary-like emissaries meant to bring Gilead's ideology beyond its borders. In reality, Their journey reveals cracks in the system and the secrets that threaten to unravel the entire regime. The Hulu adaptation aims to translate that tension into a series that stands on its own while carrying over the emotional weight of what came before. And now, with the first images finally out in the world, the countdown has begun. The Testaments premieres on Hulu in April 2026. Be sure to catch up on everything happening on the Testaments now. Come back here often for all the Testaments spoilers, news, and updates.